Forgot to hit record, but yeah, I took out the boot manager for Windows 10 after about 20 minutes of fighting with it, and was able to get Ubuntu back to start up. And so I wanted to at least start filming at least part one of many. I don't know how many parts I'm gonna do, but start showing everyone the little ins and outs of Ubuntu instead of it just being a real quick, hey, here you go, here's this, here's that. So I did have what was it, drunk Linux guy asked me about his Chromebook, and his has an internal eMMC on it, so you can only do like dual boots with that stuff and all that. So ooh, we got a load up sound. So I mean, usually with those you can only dual boot and all that fun stuff. And see, what the cool thing about Ubuntu, you can try it as like a, oh, I just want to see what it's like, or install it. But since I've had a lot of experience with this exact Linux distro, I already know what to expect. And this is a 20.04. It's just the new updated one and all that. So I just wanted to show that everything's capable of going back and forth and back and forth. But once you go Windows 10 Pro, it's a bit of a pain because you got to delete the boot cycle or boot manager, if you will. I keep getting those ones mixed up and got so much tech information in my head. But usually just want to delete that, go through the UEFI or UEFI, whichever you want to pronounce it. I like UEFI because it's quicker. And just go through that, and it's better to get through get to Ubuntu to load it like that. It's really quick because obviously the Acer C720 is a lot faster than most people give it credit for. So I will see you guys back in part 2. I mean, just pretty simple stuff right here, you know, English, if you speak English and all that stuff. And then connecting to wireless, you gotta find yours, and I'm Spectrum. Gotta love Spectrum. And the whole password for that big boy. And gotta wait for it to connect because we all know how fun that is. Now when it comes to the installation, you can do normal, minimal, download updates while installing Ubuntu, install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. Like, because it's a Chromebook, I wouldn't really do the third-party, and you can do that as, you know, as you go. But I'm just gonna keep it how it's set up. You do it how you want to. I mean, if you're new to Linux and all that, I would just keep it as is, and definitely watch how-to videos, talk to other Linux users. Definitely go to forums, because forums are going to be your best friend with this kind of stuff. Wait for the whole, hey, let's load up, this kind of fun stuff and all that. I know with the other videos, I just like paused it and fast forward and all that kind of stuff. And this, I don't want to do that. I want to be as thorough as an update as possible. Not an update, but, you know, thorough of updated video mini-series. I hope everyone's Sunday and weekend went pretty well, or is going well as in general. Now here, this computer currently has Windows Boot Manager on it. What you want to do is erase disk, because that's what I'm going to do, erase everything and install Ubuntu. If you want to, now what this up here does is if you want to dual boot, have it alongside Windows and all that. I don't want anything to do because I erased the boot manager and all that fun stuff. So obviously I'm going to install. But the other thing, something else, is what you can have multiple partitions. Like you can have all kinds of stuff going on with this. That's the fun with Linux. That's why it's like the nerd OS. So now it's going to go through all that. Gives you the warning like, hey, if you do this, you're not going to have Windows anymore. It's like, who cares? Now I'll have my desktop, which has Windows 10, my Chromebook, which has Chrome OS and a Linux beta, and then I'll have, I guess it won't give me Dallas. I guess I should go off Chicago. since I'm in Texas. Dallas City, Dallas, Ohio. Now we'll just call it Chicago because they're the same time code. Chicago. Not Chihuahua. Chihuahua. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go off Chicago. Even though it puts me way over there. That's the fun of it. Let's see if it does Austin. There's Australia. Well, it puts me like way over there, yet I am right here. Oh well. So you just do your basic setup of that, then you put your name, computer name, pick a username, choose a password, and then all that. So I'll come back on part 3 and we'll go through all the other updates. Hope this helps you out. After you go through the process of, you know, doing all the install files and all that, you will come to, let me get the focus going here. Come on, focus. You will have to do the restart. It's going to focus. Give it a second. There we go. You will have to restart it, and then you'll go through the grub files and all that. There we go. Now it wants to focus. And then you'll go through no crashing and move that, the USB, and press enter. All that fun stuff. Yeah, this little thing was what gets you going. I'll be sending that out to my buddy here tomorrow. Hopefully she's watching. I'm sending out the Chromebook she got from me, and hopefully she can get it going and all that fun stuff too. If you're watching, Snack, hopefully get that Samsung going. Oh wow, that was quick. You didn't have to do that whole grub rundown. So depending on what you do and what you have for your email and all that, you can connect any of your online accounts. I have a Google, so connect to a Google account. Obviously not going to show all that, just wanted to show a quick what you go through and all that, but this will be part 3, and you know, you connect to what you can, and then we'll go through the apps and all that on part 4. I might do another one after this, but some of the apps that are really cool to get out of here after you get like LivePad set up, because that's a huge security thing as well as other emails and stuff, is I do a lot of recording, because obviously a musician. If you've seen a lot of the Rumble channel I've done and all that, Audacity is really cool, and that's a free program. You go back, and I mean, they give you a lot of free stuff on here. My trackpad's not working that great. But yeah, you can get Spotify, but you want to go down to software updater. Trying to see what else it'll show me. Gotta enter the password. but you get all these. And there's another page over here too. Let's see if it is. It's not. Oh, come on. Let me see. I just plug in my mouse. Because the one thing that was a downfall on doing the... Okay, I guess it took that off. Okay. Oh, wait. This was already on that whole other side. So, you have code, Zoom, you got Microsoft, Android Studio. Android Studio is cool because if you create apps and all that, you could create apps on here because that's what Linux is used for a lot too. And it's a total nerd OS, like I was stating prior. And like another cool thing about Linux is you can't get viruses with Linux unless it's created by another Linux user, which most Linux users don't create viruses. I'm not saying they don't, but it's a very small percentage. But you get OBS Studio, so if like you're a content creator like myself, I use OBS on my desktop. That's what how I did the GPU setting undervolting. But so you GNU image manipulation. Yeah, it has Discord on here, so I'll just download Discord. See how that comes up. I'm gonna enter the password again. Not gonna show that. Not saying I don't trust anybody, but I don't trust anybody. But it's really super quick. I know that quick is usually when it comes to your internet and all that, but a lot of it has to do with your system as well, though, too. But yeah, if you listen to Spotify, which I don't, but there's a lot of stuff on here that is really good, like coding. If you're good, if you do a lot of coding, that's good for you. Opera, Sublime, like I said, Audacity. So I mean, there's a lot of free programs on here. It even has like its own their version of Adobe. So if like you go on and if you're on Rumble, I recommend following the Drunk Linux user because he's talking about LibreOffice and I forget the other one, but it's for like writing manuscripts and all that. He's a follower of mine. But I just started following him and started, you know, going back and forth. He's really good. Like, he's a Linux user I would definitely say I recommend and swear by, and I just started following him, but he's spot on perfect. But these are just some of the programs and apps that, you know, if like I can already see some here that people could already start following that you don't have to worry about paying for because Linux is all about free stuff, and because it's I would say a bunch of the Linux distros are all free, and with Ubuntu you can donate to them if you want, and all that does is make it a better OS, but they don't say you have to. But hopefully this helps you out more, and I'll try to make another video later after it gets all updated and it'll show you more of what it does. But thanks for stopping by and giving us a try, and I'll post a little bit more later.